All right, let's get it popping. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Andrea. If you don't know me, hello. Very nice to meet you all. I'm so excited to be filming today's video and to start my YouTube journey in general. If you don't know me, I love all things plants. I'm going to be talking about a lot of plants on this YouTube channel, but I'm also just going to be talking about my life. I live a crazy life, do all sorts of crazy stuff. I love to go thrifting. I love crafts. I love plants. I love so many different things that I'm going to be talking about in this channel, and I'm just so excited to show you my crazy life. Today's video is going to be plant forward, specifically Hoya forward. If you have any Hoya, you'll know it's very easy to collect them. They are so fun, easy to take care of, generally easy, as long as you give them what they need. I'll be talking about in this video how I take care of some of them and the things that I do to keep them happy and healthy. And so this video is going to be for the plant nerds, okay? I understand that 36 different varieties of one plant is pretty crazy. I know that, but I am a plant collector, I call myself. I have a lot of plants. I love them. I love to care for each of them individually. They are all very special to me, and so I am going to be talking about each individual one with you today. I'm very excited to do so, and hopefully you are excited as well. Let me know if any of these Hoyas interest you. I want to know if you've heard of some of these, because some of these are pretty crazy, and like I know that I had never really heard of them prior to getting them, acquiring them, or buying them. So I think it's really interesting to hear about, and I want to hear your journeys with them as well as anything, any plant. If you have a plant that you think I need, I want it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I'm super excited to get into today's video. And if you are excited to hear about some Hoya, then keep watching. But yeah, I have over 30 types of Hoya. I counted 36 specifically, but I do have a couple repeats, and I'll talk about that later in the video because I am trying to convert a lot of my Hoya to semi-hydro pond specifically, and I'll talk about that more as we get into the video, but I am very excited to share them all with you. If you are a plant lover or a Hoya lover specifically, I hope you enjoy this video. It's gonna be long. I'm gonna be yapping about my plants because they all have such cool stories, and I am just very excited to show you. I did not rank them specifically from favorite, like least favorite to most favorite, but I think I'm going to go in that general area because you'll see the couple ones at the beginning are looking too hot, and I'll explain why or what I'm going to do to remedy that. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the least favorite of my Hoyas and work my way up to my most adored / most favorite. So let's get into it. Alrighty. The first couple literally look like a bunch of dead sticks, so I hope you enjoy looking at a bunch of dead sticks. So this is my first Hoya. She's a looker, just gorgeous. Yes, this is Hoya cystiantha. I got this from Plant Haven, Toronto. Camera, there we go. Plant Haven, Toronto, Hoya cystiantha. And this has a funny story to it because I actually was doing really well with this Hoya. I had it growing beautifully, and it was long. It was like one long vine, and I did not like the way that looked. I wanted it to be fuller. So you'll notice this throughout a lot of my Hoya is that I am not shy to cut up a Hoya. Unfortunately, this one did not love that so much. So you'll see all the different dead sticks in here. That was literally me cutting, sticking, and just hoping for the best. So it generally works. I'll show you with the rest of my collection. It generally does work for my Hoya, but unfortunately this one did not. You'll see right here though, we're not dead yet. We have some growth. So I plan on just letting this grow out. Hopefully it will grow really nice and strong, and I might just keep it as that one vine until I can figure out a better propagation method. So yes. First one is Hoya cystiantha. Next one, this one has gone through a lot with me because it used to be so beautiful. It is a little bit finicky. Hi, Sean. This one is Hoya paradisea. If you have ever seen this, it has the most stunning blooms, and that was my reason for purchasing this. I also got this from Plant Haven, Toronto. There was a order that I made that I got like 10 Hoya or something crazy, so you'll see a lot of them from Plant Haven, Toronto. A lot of them are from swaps, but the majority of the ones that I purchased are Plant Haven, Toronto. This one was doing so well. All of these vines were luscious, long and luscious, and now they are very sad. I still have hope for this plant. I actually noticed this little green new growth just today. I have hope for this. I have hope that it'll grow really nice and strong. I really want to see those blooms. I want to grow those blooms myself. I would be so very proud of myself. I'll leave a picture of them somewhere so you can feast your eyes on how beautiful this plant's blooms are. I did the same thing as I did. I cut a bunch and put them into semi-hydro. I'm thinking that the thinner finickier plants don't love that treatment so much because it seems to be the general consensus with my thin-leaved Hoyas that they do not like that treatment. So I'm going to continue to figure out what I can do for this plant. But yes, my next plant here is Hoya paradisea. This plant is so pretty when it's nice and big. It is Hoya stenophylla from Plant Haven, Toronto again. I recently repotted, oopsies. I recently repotted this plant into this semi-hydro hanging basket. I have a bunch of hanging baskets in my south-facing window in our sunroom, and the Hoyas have been doing so well in there. So that's why when I saw this plant not doing so well, I cut it up and put it in there to hopefully get some growth out of it. But this is what we are rocking with right now. She's not very happy looking. I still have hope. I'm not touching it. I'm just letting it do its thing. Hoping that, you know, eventually I will get a very happy and healthy, big, luscious Hoya stenophylla. I have not looked up the blooms for this one, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, but there are some Hoyas that you'll see throughout my collection that I'm very much growing for the blooms. They have really amazing, gorgeous blooms, and then there's other ones that I grow for the foliage, and this is one of them. You'll see throughout my collection that I'm more of a thin-leaved Hoya fan than the thick, crazy leaves. I probably only have one or two, maybe, of the thick, chunky Hoya leaves. Everything else is pretty small and petite, and I feel like maybe that's for the look as well as for space. I don't have that much. I mean, I can have one or two, basically. I don't want big leaved Hoya to take up my entire plant room, so I prefer the smaller, thinner leaves, and this Hoya stenophylla will be gorgeous one day. I promise you that. That I can promise you. All right, so that is 3 down, 30 something more to go. All right, let's lock in, folks. Another drink. All right, I'm gonna show you a big one now just because I have it right here in front of me, and then I can move it because it is taking up a little bit of space. I got this plant a couple of years ago. It has been a while, and it has gone through it, y'all. It has been pest city. I still see a lot of pest damage on here. Thankfully, none of the newer leaves have pest damage, but the older leaves, they were just, every single new leaf was covered in damage. I don't think I even introduced the plant. So this is Hoya angleriana. Pardon if I mispronounce. Hoya angleriana. I have loved this plant for a really long time. Again, it gave me loads of pest problems. So if you see like The older ones, just pest damage everywhere. But this at the top here, that's all new growth. She's growing. She is growing, and I do think it's partly because of where it is. This is one of the Hoyas that I do believe would probably benefit from being in semi-hydro, but I have it in soil for now. That could always change, of course. I am trying to convert a lot of my the long hanging basket ones into semi-hydro, because these are the ones that I find I tend to underwater. And I don't want to do that because the leaves fall off every time you underwater. There's a lot of dead leaves up here. So I'm trying to make sure that that does not happen and that I grow this Hoya nice and long and strong. I would really like it to be much fuller. And so hopefully when this grows out, you know, kind of fills it in. But I plan on like chopping it and adding it back into the pot eventually because there's a lot of empty space up here. So this is Hoya Engleriana. It's either Engel or Engel. E-N-G-L, I have to look it up. But yeah, I love this plant so much. I always have loved the tiny petite leaves. It reminds me of Hoya Bella, but I have not done well with Hoya Bella. I've killed it many a time. Probably 3 or 4 times, honestly, and this plant seems to do really well for me. So it has survived pests, has survived me underwatering it, and it just seems to be a fairly happy plant. So I am very excited about this one, and it's truly one of my favorites in my collection. All right, we're gonna talk about one of the big ones now. This is probably the largest leaf. Yeah, for sure. Definitely the largest leaf that I have in my collection. It is Hoya Pentaphlebia. This is truly a very unique Hoya. I don't really ever see this talked about. I got this at a plant swap. Oh, the tendril broke. Dang it, that stinks. Because if you don't know the growth pattern of Hoyas, they shoot out a tendril like this, and then the leaves grow after. So this is a showing of new growth, as was this, and it probably would have filled out with leaves eventually, but I broke it, so it will not. Hoya Pentaphlebia. The foliage on this is just gorgeous. It reminds me a lot of Hoya Sarawak. I would have to look it up. I'm not sure if they're related or anything, but I just love the foliage on this one. It's really thick. It's not like my other Hoyas that I can kind of like move around. They're more flimsy. This is a brand new leaf right here. Doesn't look the happiest, but it seems okay. And I really like this one. I got this at a plant swap a while back, and I truly got it because I had never heard of it. I'm a big fan of plants that are unique. Next on the list was Hoya Pentaphlebia, and I absolutely adore this one. At that same plant swap that I got that Hoya, I got this Hoya, and it doesn't look like much, but I am happy because I thought this plant was going to completely die on me. I will show you throughout a couple of them. One of them was hit the worst, but I do have some flat mite damage on some of my Hoyas, which is a problem that I'm noticing with Hoya specifically. If you look at this one leaf here, how it looks, very weird. I did not know what that was for the longest time, and I was confused as to what it was, why it was there. The plant was doing fine. The plant was not dying, but it also was not thriving. It was not growing really well, and this plant in particular was hit really bad with it. It could have been the one that spread it to the rest of my collection, but whatever. I don't think I introduced this Hoya either. So this is Hoya Mindarensis. There we go. I got this at a plant swap, and it was really happy when I first got it, but then it started to go a little bit downhill in my care, so I cut it up. I have one cutting here, one cutting in the back there, and then this is all from the base of the plant. So I now have 3 alive cuttings of this Hoya, and I'm really happy with it because I really want this to flower. As you saw on the tag, it said pink flower, and I looked up the blooms when I first got the Hoya and I thought it was just gorgeous. That is why I got this. It's not looking too hot right now, but it will eventually. So Hoya Mindorensis, I absolutely love this one, and I'm very, very excited to get it to bloom. All right, this is my Hoya Polynera Brogette, however you want to pronounce it. The silvery version of Hoya Polynera. I'm gonna hold it like this because this is very heavy. People call this the fishtail Hoya. As you can see with the leaves, they do look like little fishtails. They're so beautiful. I was drawn to this one because I love the silveriness of the foliage. I do have this one growing pretty interestingly. If you can see, I have this was a flower vase, and I have it growing entirely in perlite. This is an experiment that I did because this plant is very thirsty, and I think it would probably benefit from semi-hydro, but I did not have any semi-hydro at the time that I repotted this, so I planted it entirely in perlite because I did not want to plant it in soil. I knew that I would have underwatered it if it was in soil, so I wanted to try something that was semi-hydro-like, but wait till I get semi-hydro, basically. Wait till I get pond. And it's doing really well. I noticed a lot of growth. This is the first time I've picked it up since repotting it, and it's doing pretty good. I have to give it some time, obviously, for the roots to establish and stuff, but I do see a lot of growth. Like, you'll notice with this plant, this like light green is the new growth compared to the older leaves, and almost every single one is growing. When I repotted it, I did take some cuttings and put them in here. So there's a lot of new growth. Very beautiful. Hoya Polynera Brogette. Love it. All right. Ready for some more. Next, what's next? Up next is 2 Hoyas that I put into self-watering pots. So these are both in soil, but I have noticed that a lot of Hoyas are thirstier than people say they are, and these are 2 examples of me not doing well with the plant until I started giving it more water. So I'll show the less interesting first. This is Hoya Rangsan. I got this plant at a plant swap or a plant store in Gainesville, and I truly thought it was the most stunning foliage. Like, it's so beautiful, and like, what? That is so gorgeous. I don't have very many with leaves like this. Like I said, this is another larger leafed Hoya. They're not always my favorite, but I do really enjoy this one. And this plant was originally a 2-leaf cutting. I only got 2 leaves. Might be these 2 original leaves. All of the rest has been growth by me, and I'm really proud of that because I struggled with Hoyas for a very, very long time. This one probably went till about like here in a year. It only started doing better when I put it in this self-watering pot. So you can see the water, top the water up here, but it keeps a water reservoir. And you would think that this Hoya would not like it because it's one of those harder, thicker leaved Hoyas. But ever since doing that, there's literally growth everywhere. Like, there's a branch right here. I just noticed new growth down here, new growth right there, and then one other place right here. Literally new growth everywhere I look. And so it's really funny because I didn't think that they liked water. Like, I would wait until they were completely dry, because you know how everyone online talks about the taco test? Like, this ain't tacoing, you know what I mean? It is hard, and I water it more than I thought I would, but you have to give it the right amount of light. Like, this thing gets blared with light. Well, actually, this one not so much. I do have this one on my plant shelf, so it gets a decent amount of light, but it likes more water than you think it does. So yeah, Hoya Rangsan, love this one. I would love to see it go around a couple times. I love a circle trellis, or any trellis for Hoya, but I think that this circle one is really pretty, and I really love this one. So, Hoya Rangsan. And then the other one that I have in a self-watering pot is huge. So get ready. This one is probably, so this is not in order at all, because this is definitely, if not top 5, top 3 Hoyas for me, and I'll explain why. So this one is insane. I'm noticing a lot of leaf drop, but that's not a big deal because there's literally a million leaves, see? So if 1 or 2 leaves drop, it's no big deal. This is Hoya I, and this thing is a freaking beast. Like, I cannot get this to stay contained on the trellis. They are interwoven, the vines just grow. It's got 100 different vines in the plant, and they just vine on each other. They vine on whatever they can find. If I leave this for too long, which I did, as you'll see, they just start vining each other, and they'll wrap around whatever's around the shelf, other plants, vines, which I don't like, but yeah, this thing is a freaking beast. Definitely one of my favorite Hoya. I love it so much. I love the foliage. You don't see a lot of Hoya foliage that's this soft and delicate, but it's so nice and soft. This is on the same circle trellis that the Hoya Rangsan was. You can barely see the trellis, obviously, because it's so full. This thing was one single cutting. I'll see if I can find a picture of when I got it, but it probably had like 10 leaves on it, which is a lot, but compared to what it looks like now, like, this has to be one of my biggest Hoya transformations. I probably got this, I want to say 2 years ago. It can't be 3 years, definitely not 3, but 2 years ago. And this, I have Hoyas that I've had for longer than that have probably grown 2 leaves. Like, not even. And this has grown in 2 years. And y'all, this flowered last month. I'll have to put a picture or a video or whatever. It made me so happy. I am not a good Hoya flowerer. Not a lot of them have flowered. The more basic ones have. Like, I'll, if something flowers in my collection, I'll post a picture of it. And it's something that happens regularly, but not all the time. Like, I am not a proficient Hoya flower, and it could just be because I haven't been taking care of them properly until recently. Like, they really want a lot of fertilizer. They want water, they want fertilizer, they want everything. Hungry feeders, I should say. And I've been doing that with this one, and in the self-watering pot was when it finally started to bloom. So I absolutely love this one, and I think that you should definitely. I'll recommend Hoyas at the end for like beginners or anything, but this would definitely be top of my list. This Hoya kind of frustrates me, but I think there are things that I could do to help it. So this is my Hoya houseplants intervariegated. I absolutely love the look of this plant. I mean, come on, it's so beautiful. It doesn't even look real. I feel like those leaves are so unique, and you can see that this plant is striking. It is just so beautiful. I love it. It has bloomed for me many times. I think that the blooms are kind of ugly, but that's okay. Just proud of it for blooming. And I have had this plant for a long time. You would think having it for I have had this plant probably longer than I've had this plant. And this plant looks almost exactly the same as when I first got it. There's a few reasons for that. I love gifting this one, so I do cut it up a lot for trades or swaps, but also it is in soil, and I underwater it quite a bit. So this is one that I would like to work on this year. A planty project would be, for me, I would really like to convert this to semi-hydro. It does have a couple long vines, and my plan would be to take some of the vines, like take this one big vine, cut it up, and see if I can get it to successfully convert to semi-hydro. I think this plant would be really happy in that setup because it is pretty thirsty. I do water this quite often, but in soil, I did get this from a local plant seller, and it's in very chunky soil. And to me, I don't do well with that because I am an underwaterer for sure. I underwater my plants quite a bit because I have so many of them. So I think that if I gave this a semi-hydro condition where it had constant access to all the water and nutrients that it needed, I think it would be super happy. So I do love this one. I just want it to be long and luscious, and like, it feels so dinky compared to my other ones because I've had this, it's one of the longest, like I've had this for I don't even know how many years, and it looks like this. So we're gonna transform it, we're gonna make it happy, and it's gonna be long and beautiful. Hoya houseplants intervariegated. What is next? Alrighty, next are two very unique ones that I just pulled. I don't hear very many people talk about this one, but I love it. It would definitely be something that I would recommend someone who's just starting to get into Hoya because it's so beautiful, it blooms so easily, and I think that it is definitely worth having in your collection. This is it. It is a Hoya Paxtonii, Plant Haven, Toronto. Gorgeous plants. The only thing I would say about Plant Haven, Toronto, in my experience, that when I got all these plants, they were all in sphagnum moss. And I was not expecting that. So I did keep this one in moss for way longer than it should have been, and it was not happy with me at all. And shocker, I was underwatering it. It wasn't until I converted it to soil here that it started to do really well. This one blooms for me all the time. It looks a little dinky because, again, I cut it up, put it back into the pot. So we're kind of starting from fresh here, but instead of one little thing, I have now a full pot. Oh, my camera's dying. Hold on. Sorry. I had to replace the camera. Where were we? Hoya Paxtonii. So yeah, this is super beautiful. I'll see if I can find pictures of the blooms. It blooms for me very readily. It looks like a Hoya Bella bloom, smells sweet and floral, and yeah, this is just a super fun, easy to take care of Hoya. Next one, I am obsessed with this one. I don't know if I have a picture of what it looked like before, but this one has gone through a transformation. So Hoya Collection, I got this, I think as a swap, but it was just one cutting. So this is Hoya Collection. This is what it looks like now. It was growing as the most outrageous, just two longest cuttings you can imagine, like literally 4 feet long, I'm assuming, and I cut it up because I was like, this is outrageous. The pot just had those two cuttings. You can see where I cut it. It was like almost woody because it was so thick and big, so I cut it up a bunch. The woodier pieces are where I cut it, and it has so much new growth. I love it so much. I'm so happy because I was very nervous about doing it. As you can see, my cut and pray method doesn't always work, so I was really nervous about this one because I knew that if I killed it, I probably would have a hard chance bringing it back, but it is doing so well. It's turning into the cutest little hanging basket, and it has so many leaves now, and it looks so much fuller and better and luscious. It's hard to show this one because it's like a weird angle, but I'm hoping that once they get, because they're kind of like sticking up, and it's a little weird looking. Once they get bigger and heavier, they'll go down, because I do have this one hanging in my window, and it looks kind of funny because everything else is like cascading down, but it does have a slightly thicker stem, so it's going to take a while. When they get longer, everything will sort of go down and look better, but I love it. It's cute. It's a little quirky guy, and definitely one of the easiest Hoyas in my collection. All right, we're cruising. What's next? This one is one of the Plant Haven Toronto ones that I got that took me a while to get the hang of, but now that I did, it seems very happy. It's called Hoya enduensis, and I do also have this in a semi-hydro hanging basket. And it wasn't until I did that I started to see some growth. So again, following the same pattern, they need more water and more nutrients than you think they do. If you are blasting them with light, you need to also blast them with water and fertilizer. So now that I'm doing that, it is growing, it is happy. I love the unique leaf shape. It's kind of got like ruffly edges. I think this one looks a little bit yellow because of the shock of putting it in my south-facing window. It is extremely bright light in there, and this one was not getting that much light before, so maybe I need to pull it back a little bit. It also is just sun stressing a little bit, which is normal for Hoyas that are getting a lot of light. I can't wait to see this as a cascading. I wish, well, it's actually going to be fun to see the transformation of these Hoyas. I was going to say I wish I got pictures of what they looked like before, but this is kind of the before that I'm picturing, and then I'm picturing in a year or two just the most gorgeous, cascading, beautiful hanging plant. So it's going to be exciting to see how these change and what they look like a year from now. So this is Hoya enduensis, another beautiful and favorite Hoya of mine. So this is one I was saying I didn't take an exact count because I do have some duplicates in my collection, and the reason is because, as I've repeated 100 times, I'm trying to get some of these in semi-hydro. So this is Hoya Pandorata. Very unique Hoya. I haven't heard a lot of people have or talk about this one, but I do love the unique leaf shape. I think this is technically Pandorata Splash. It does have a little bit of splashiness to it, but it's not like really, really splashy. And I do have this one both in semi-hydro and in soil. This was more of an experiment because, as you can see, some of the leaves on the soil one were not doing too well. I think, again, they might have been attacked by flat mites. So I took a bunch of cuttings, stuck them in semi-hydro, and they are taking off. I only have 3 cuttings in here, so that's why it doesn't look very full. But the soil one is also doing really well. So you can see where I cut it, it's growing again. So I don't know which one I'm going to keep long term. I'm definitely not going to keep both. I really try to not have duplicates in my collection. So I'll probably grow them out for a little bit more and then decide which one I do want to keep. I'm not sure what the growth pattern of this one is going to be like. If it does hang well, I'll probably put it in my sunroom as a hanging plant. I don't think I'll need to trellis this just based on kind of like the shape of it. But we'll see how it goes, and if this one keeps growing, I think it would be a perfect hanging basket. This one would be good to trellis, so we'll see where it goes and which one I end up keeping. Yeah, Hoya Pandorata, very beautiful, love the shape, very easy, awesome plant. Next one is one of my smaller ones. I've had it forever, and it's so funny to look at and compare all these Hoyas because I've had some of these for the same amount of time, and yet some of them are growing like a weed and some of them do absolutely nothing for me. And I do notice a correlation. The ones that don't grow as well are all in soil. So I know that it's not really the substrate's fault, it's more me not watering enough, because in semi-hydro, you can literally see the water levels and they're getting a constant supply of water and nutrients. Versus soil, I let it dry out way too much, but I have had this one for years. I got it, I want to say 2 years ago or something crazy, and it looks almost exactly the same as when I got it. I do, however, see these new growth, you know what I mean. It's growing, basically. And I do see a couple new leaves, which is very exciting. This is Hoya Parviflora Splash. I absolutely love the look of this one. This one is more splashy, like I was saying. The other one, it says it's a splash, the Pandorata. It's labeled as a splash, but it's not splashy like this one is. This one is gorgeous, and I think it's going to make the most beautiful hanging basket once it gets big, but for now, it is just this little rinky-dinky plant. It probably needs a repot since I have had it for years, but I honestly don't even see roots around the edge, and it is in a clear pot, so you would think that I would see roots, but I don't. So I'm just going to keep it growing like this. If I do have a nice long strand, I might do what I do and cut up a bunch and see if I can get them to root in semi-hydro. I feel like if I did that, the semi-hydro plant would grow faster than the way this one's growing. So I really just want it to be long and beautiful. I feel like it's going to make the most beautiful hanging basket. So that might be on the list. So yeah, Hoya Parviflora, very beautiful. Awesome plant. This one, I am so excited because it's growing. This one has given me such a headache. This is Hoya McGilveri, and it's hard to photograph. Sometimes it's hard to show Hoyas because they do have a weird pattern. I feel like this one probably should be trellised. This one will probably not make a good hanging plant, so it really needs to be trellised on its own. But Hoya McGillivray is 100% a Hoya that I have gotten for the blooms. The leaves are spectacular, like this new leaf. Ugh, it's gorgeous and so shiny and new, and it seems happy because it's growing bigger and bigger leaves every time. This one's still not quite hardened off yet. And then this little baby on the side, and then this has a leaf too. This plant has done nothing for me for literal years. And now that I'm watering and fertilizing it more often, it's happy. You can see in here how many times I have freaking cut this plant. If it wants to focus. I have cut this plant here, and I think one other time because I get so tired of this plant doing nothing that I just constantly was cutting it to like stimulate some growth. But all it needed the whole time was a little bit more water and fertilizer. So I guess that's the secret, and I will die the day that I get blooms on this because it has the most outrageous blooms. I will literally die because I am just so excited, and it has been years in the making for me to get this plant to bloom. So yeah, I don't know when it's gonna bloom, but it is. I am manifesting. This plant will bloom for me. I have to look this plant up. I have to look this Hoya up because I literally don't even remember the name of it. That's how long I've had it. I don't have a tag in it. I know it's like Hoya Myrm. I know I got it on Etsy, so I could find it. Yep. Don't know how to say that. Don't know how to say that at all. Got it for the blooms. That's what this is. Hoya myrmecopa. This plant has done jack diddly squat for me in the many years that I've had it. I'll have to look back at my Etsy because I did buy it on there. I bought it as like a little 2-leaf cutting. So I guess compared to a 2-leaf cutting, it has grown. It has grown, and it's just not grown to the level that I want it to. I have consistently cut this plant up, as you can see, putting cuttings everywhere because, again, I want this to be a beautiful, gorgeous hanging basket one day full of blooms, and I cannot wait to see that because the foliage is okay. You know, it's just kind of like plain Jane, nothing really to write home about. It is thick, which is nice and a different change of pace compared to my other Hoyas. But yeah, hasn't really done too much for me, but I'm excited to see its progress in the future. So let's put these away and move on to our next batch. I don't even know how many we have left, but I have a lot of Hoyas. All right. Next Hoya. I love this one. I'm not doing it in order at all. I'm looking at my Hoyas, but this is definitely top 5 for me as well. And it is a more common Hoya. I always mess up the pronunciation. Let's see, because my brain just can't. Numularioides. Numularioides. Say that 5 times fast. That is the name of this Hoya, and I love this one particularly for 2 things. Well, actually 3. Number 1, the leaves are fuzzy. If you can see, the leaves definitely have a texture to them. I love anything that has texture. It's so soft to the touch. It's so fun to just rub your fingers on it. It is so pretty. Number 2, the blooms. It blooms readily and a lot. I have videos of when this one, when it was a baby, had like 8 blooms on it. It was crazy. And the blooms smell so good. For people who don't grow Hoya or know that much about Hoya, the blooms have smells. And it could be either a good smell or a bad smell or neutral, you know, whatever. But this one smells so beautiful. It smells like a floral bouquet, and it is so strong. I remember when this was in full bloom, it had 10 plus blooms on it, and I smelled it literally every time I walked by. It made the entire room smell like fresh cut flowers, and it was so beautiful to see. Anyway, this plant, so beautiful, so easy. It could be a lot bigger, but I love to give cuttings of this one because I just want everyone to experience the joy that this plant gives me. It is not as long as I'd like it to be, but it will get there eventually. It will be long and luscious and covered in 100 blooms. I am guaranteeing it. And I think that everyone needs this plant. You're gonna love it. This next plant is really interesting because it is technically a mystery plant. I don't know exactly what kind of plant this is. I do have theories. I got this plant as a freebie when I bought a bunch of plants on Etsy. I think I got them on Etsy, and this plant came as like a mystery freebie, and it is so cute. The new leaves come out fuzzy. Like, how beautiful is that? They do lose their fuzziness as they get bigger. You can see this definitely isn't as fuzzy, but the semi-hydro one is big. This leaf is big. I do have a theory that this is a Hoya patella, just based on the research that I've done. They look very similar. They have the same growth, fuzzy, everything like that. I won't really know until this blooms, and the patella blooms are very distinct. So I feel like that will be the kind of the confirmation I need, but I don't technically need to know the name. I just, you know, I like to. And that's what I think that this is. So this is Hoya patella, easily one of my favorites. I do think that this semi-hydro one is going to grow happily, but the soil one is growing okay too. I just need to stop cutting it, but I just really want a full pot. This one cutting is the one that's really taking off, but the other ones are happy and alive and probably will push out some new growth soon. This, I think, is Hoya patella and is a absolutely beautiful Hoya. Fun one, this is Hoya maniparensis. Oops. This is Hoya maniparensis, also known as the butterfly Hoya, and I love butterflies. I love butterflies. So I had to get this one. I got this on Etsy a couple years back. It was in soil. I have since converted it to semi-hydro, and it's doing okay. I mean, it is growing. It's not growing like crazy, but I think it's just adjusting. I don't know exactly when I put this in semi-hydro. Probably about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. And we've had some rotted leaves, which is to be expected because they're used to my soil care, which is drying absolutely way too much and being bone dry, into now being converted into a semi-hydro environment where they get constant access to water. So they might have a couple rotted leaves, but the actual majority of the plant is totally fine and should be happy. But I just think this is going to be the most... Hi, Goober! I think this is going to be the most gorgeous plant when it's big and happy and healthy, and I can't wait to see it make that transformation. Next plant, a little sad, but it's okay. It'll get there. This is Hoya multiflora, and I had this plant looking really happy, but you can see it is very thin-leaved, and Hoyas that are thin-leaved need a lot of water. You can also see this is in soil. Common lesson throughout all of them. Andrea does not water her soil plants enough. So this plant completely like dried out like crazy. I cut it, put it under a humidity dome. Where are mine? Anyway, I just covered it with something, watered it, maintained the moisture levels for a little bit, and it is now popped out this. These Hoyas have the most beautiful blooms. They're called the shooting star Hoya because their blooms look like shooting stars. I have gotten it to bloom many times, but not for a while because of this whole situation. So I'm excited to get it back. I did take one cutting to root in pond. Once that takes off, I will probably gift this to somebody because I am tending to move more toward a semi-hydro lifestyle. I feel like I'm repeating that 100 times, but yes, Hoya multiflora. Can't wait to see this guy get nice and big again. Next one is a funky one. I have gotten a lot of comments on this Hoya just because it's like, is it cute or is it ugly? You don't really know. I like it. It's not for everybody. I like clearly throughout my collection, you can see I like the more thin-leafed Hoyas. This one is a little crazy looking right now, and I can't decide if I like the way I'm growing it or if I'm gonna change it. But anyway, here she is. This is my Hoya Insularis. This is a very unique Hoya, both by the look of the leaves, which are like low-key kind of ugly, but I like them. They also sun stress a lot, so they're like brown, reddish brown, and the newer ones are nice and green. I can't decide if I like it like this or if I want to cut it up, classic, and put it in a hanging basket. I feel like it would be really cute in a hanging basket with all these little potato stick leaves trailing, but I also kind of like the look of it like this. Obviously, I have it in like a cute cover pot and everything, but I can't decide if I like it like this or if I should put it in a hanging pot. It's really easy to take care of. It is in soil, and you would think that I would underwater it, but I do not. So this one seems really chill. Pretty easy to grow. I have had it bloom a couple times. The blooms are weird looking, y'all. They are so weird. I don't know if I have a picture of it. If I don't have a picture, I will attach a picture, but I think they're cool. I think that they're very unique, and it's not a Hoya that you see very often. So yeah, Hoya Insularis, top 10 for sure. Next Hoya is another one that I probably would say I got for the blooms. This is Hoya Imperialis. Looks kind of ugly right now, not gonna lie. I feel like I need to put this on a larger trellis because this is a large leafed Hoya, and I just feel like the large leaf Hoyas need like a big trellis. This is the biggest one that I have, and it only goes to here, so the Hoya doesn't really like look very cute on it, but it's growing really happy in soil. So the larger leaf Hoyas for me, I can do in soil. It has super crazy blooms. I've only seen pictures of them. I have never gotten this to bloom, but that is the goal. That is the hope. I think that if I had this in a better setup with more light, humidity, I could get this to grow some crazy blooms. But it does seem happy-ish. Lots of leaves, lots of new growth right here. I'm excited to see these grow out and hopefully get a bloom in there. So yeah, quick one, Hoya Imperialis. I do love it. It's not my favorite, but it definitely is a cutie, and it'll go way up on my list once it blooms. This next one is so stunning. This is my Hoya Nova Ghost. This is probably the most rare Hoya that I have in terms of like monetary value. This is a very expensive Hoya to get still. It was expensive when I got it. I got it as a 2-leaf cutting for $50 or something like that. And obviously my money has paid off because it has grown amazingly. I had it growing as that 2-leaf cutting grew into a long vine. I cut it up because I want it to be hanging style. They're all doing great, like they're alive. They haven't grown yet, but that's okay. I only did it like 6 months ago. And this one is growing. I already have new growth coming out. It's gonna be the most beautiful hanging basket. I do have this one in soil, just because it's like a thicker leafed Hoya, and I think it can handle a little bit of drying out, so it's okay there. I don't want to put this one in semi-hydro because I'm afraid it'll rot. And I did get it in soil, so I tend to, when stuff is given to me in soil or like I purchase it in soil, I tend to keep it in soil for a while to acclimate, grow out the long vine, cut the vine, and then put in semi-hydro. So if I want to convert it. So this one is doing so well for me. I love it so much. It's one of the only silver Hoya I have, Polynera Brogée, and that's about it. Yeah, this is the only like silver Hoya I have, and I absolutely love it. I cannot wait to see this one get big. This is a type of Carnosa, which is a very common plant, but this is just the silver one. And the variegated version of this is the Argentea Princess, which is like a crazy expensive rare Hoya that everyone wants right now, but I like this one. So yeah, I absolutely love this one, and I can't wait to see the transformation. Alrighty, look at this beauty. What? It's so long. This is Hoya Matilde Splash. Super common, super easy to get Hoya, but I just think it is so stunning. Like, the splashiness on it is so beautiful. Some vines are more splashy than others, but like, So stunning. I think it is so pretty, and it grows like a weed. Like, look at this. When it's humid, the roots are insane. It's just trying to find anything it can to grasp onto. I think it technically wants to be trellised, but I have it hanging and I think it's so cute. I have not had this bloom. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I have not had this Hoya bloom. I'd have to look up what the blooms look like, but that's okay. This is one that I'm growing for the foliage. I just love it. I think it's so cute, and definitely one that I will always have in my collection. If this plant dies, I will get another one. Just love it. I think it's a very good hanging plant. It hangs so nicely. It looks so good, and just seems really happy. So yeah, Hoya Matilde Splash. This one is so pretty. I'm obsessed with this one. Okay, you guys ready? Hoya chingensis. Hoya chingensis. It's hard for me to say. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but Hoya chingensis is so beautiful. It is so easy to take care of, and it grows like a freaking weed. Like, what's crazy is that I got this in the same Plant Haven Toronto order that I got all the other ones. So, like, this and this came from the same order, and they were the same size when I got them. Like, this came from a cutting. It was a cutting probably like this big. I got this. This one, a cutting, same order, same size. So that goes to show you how easy this plant is. It is so easy to take care of. I do have it again in semi-hydro, so it has its own water supply, and that truly, I cannot stress enough, is the secret with my Hoyas. The ones that are doing well are all in semi-hydro, living their best life, getting constant access to water. It's finally starting to branch, so like this one is breaking off into two, and I'm seeing new branches up here. So it's gonna start filling out. It's gonna be so pretty. And this one has branched itself, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I have never cut this one up, so it is branching itself a lot, but I would still like it to be fuller at the top. So I might cut it up, I might not. I might just let it grow free and see how it does. For sure, favorite. So stunning. The leaves are also soft. Not as soft as some of my other ones, but definitely softer. And so cute. I just love them. Hoya chingensis. Love. All right. We are almost there, people. I think we have like 10 more. I'm so sorry. I have so many Hoyas. This one is very unique. I love this one. It doesn't look like much now, but I have the vision. Okay, you know the vision. It has recently been converted into pon. A couple of rotted leaves. Again, no shocker. It's just getting used to being taken care of, okay? Because this one was not taken care of for a long time. But we do have new growth. This is Hoya acicularis. That's the best you're gonna get from me. Hoya acicularis. It looks very similar to Hoya insularis. Now that I'm looking at it, I guess and Hoya stenophila. I very much like the potato chip looking leaves. Like, why did I buy these? They almost look exactly the same. And I got them in the same Plant Haven Toronto order too. But I love them. I think that they are the cutest type of Hoya. So soft, delicate, funky looking. This one is doing better than that one, so even if that one dies, at least I have this one. The leaves are so tiny and skinny. I love them. I do have new growth since putting it in semi-hydro, and the leaf is so long compared to some of their other ones. So it seems happy, seems like it's doing okay, and I am so excited to see this one grow. This one is doing a whole lot of nothing, but that's okay. All of these, you see all these pots, these were all only repotted maybe like 6 months ago. I don't even think it has been 6 months, so I'm okay with them not looking really big right now. I'm okay with them not looking real crazy right now because they did just get situated. I'm expecting them to grow a lot, you know, once they kind of get settled into their environment. So this one is Hoya mirabilis. Very cool Hoya. As you can see, this one has been sun stressed the heck out since being put in my south-facing window. It has like purple tips. That south-facing window is very strong, and it is much stronger light than this plant was getting. So it has grown a little bit, a couple new leaves, and I think I also got this one in the Plant Haven Toronto. So yeah, like almost all of these are Plant Haven Toronto, and they seem to be really happy. I haven't had any issues. Super happy, super healthy, and I just love the look of this one. I have not gotten this one to bloom, but I do know that the blooms are stunning because I did watch a YouTube video, a planty YouTube video about someone's Hoyas, and they had theirs in bloom, and it was so stunning. So that's my goal for this one. I want to see this one bloom and obviously grow big and healthy. Yeah. Hoya Mirabilis. All right, whew, almost done. This one is my Hoya linearis. Stunning, but I do think there might be something up with it because it doesn't normally look this thin. It's still stunning, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't normally look like this, so I'm a little worried about it. Just looks like a little lifeless, like it's got water in here. This one is in pond. Oh, is it too much water? Oh my gosh, should I just dump water in here without even looking? Oh, I don't know. I think I might have rotted the roots. Oh, they're not like coming out though. I don't know. Anyway, I have full intentions of saving this plant because it has been so easy to take care of. I grew this from cuttings from a plant swap, plant trade, and I have grown it to be this, you know, like 4-foot tall plant. I have so much of it, so if I want to take cuttings, I think I will be okay. I'm just sad because I had this growing so beautifully, and it has bloomed for me, has the most amazing, like sweet citrus-like blooms, and I'm really sad that this one looks like it's not doing okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. Obviously, I'm gonna dump out this water after the video, but yeah, I'm a little sad about this one because it's one of my favorites and it looks very sad. So yeah, Hoya linearis. Hopefully, y'all wish me luck that I can get her looking better. Alrighty, moving on to better things. This is Hoya rotundiflora. Very fun, unique looking Hoya. It's got these cool circular leaves. I really, really like this Hoya. I got this at a plant swap in Gainesville, Florida, probably 3 years ago at this point, and it was like it was a decent sized cutting. I have to find a picture of it, but it has grown so much. This does not look like much, but I have given away so many cuttings of this one, and I cut it up to make a fuller pot. I had this in this size for the longest time, and it grew out really well, but I wanted it to be big, full, luscious pot, so I did cut it up. But as you can see, it's already starting to push out new growth for me, and it's going to be so happy. I can't wait. I have had this bloom for me a couple times, and it has really cute blooms. Nothing to write home about, but they are very cute white blooms that smell good. So Hoya rotundiflora, I definitely think this is worth it. Hoya rotundiflora, can't wait to see this one get big and happy. Almost done, folks, I swear. All right, so this one is Hoya vestigii. Very cool, unique Hoya. It's got the coolest foliage. It's got these like ruffled leaves that I love, and I think it's so cool. I've never looked up the bloom on this one, but I'm sure it's stunning. I just love, this is definitely a foliage Hoya for me because I love those ruffled leaves. Not had the best experience with this one. As you can see, I've cut it quite a few times trying to get some new growth. I did get this 2 leaves, which I am so grateful for because I thought this plant was going to die on me, but it didn't. And so I got these 2 new leaves, but my issue with Hoyas, my issue with these type of like trellising Hoyas is this. I hate this like empty stalk, but I don't want to get rid of it because we have new growth up there. So like If you survive, then it makes this whole bear thing worth it. But other than that, it's just kind of ugly. This would be high up on my favorite Hoyas if I got it to grow regularly, but with this ugly stem, it's not one of my favorites. So I hope it grows well. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and keep it watered, keep it happy, and see if I can get these little guys to take off, because if that's the case, I might. And I know you guys might be thinking that I shouldn't, but I'm going to, because I want a full pot of it, and I will keep trying. Anyway, that's another one of my favorites, if it grew the way I wanted it to grow. Next one. This one, I don't know. I might get rid of this one. It hasn't done a lot for me, but I really would like to see it grow, and then I can go from there. This is Hoya Blasher Nazii. Okay, sorry. Just said there was motion in the backyard. I was like, hello? Ghosty? But it was just a plant. It was just a plant. Blasher Nazii. Oh, it's got cool blooms. I would love to see this one bloom for me. Okay, so this is Hoya Blasher Nazii. Pretty unique Hoya. Haven't seen very many people talk about this one, but this is what I have. I did have it growing really well, but it got too dry, and so a lot of it died off. So I do have it in the one leaf club. I would love to see this one grow really big one day, but yeah, not too much to say about it because it's just one leaf, but it's really cool. Hopefully, I definitely have. Dang. I know why it's dying or dead. Look at that flat mite damage, y'all. That is crazy. Okay, so maybe this is the one that brought flat mites into my home. That is insane. That looks nasty. All of my Hoyas have been treated for flat mites ever since I saw the damage. I just treated all of them, so this could be past pest damage that I just didn't notice till right now, but like, that is gnarly. Dang, how did I miss that? That's crazy. But you don't always think to look under the leaves, you know? Like, the top of the leaf looks fine. Like, okay. And then the bottom of the leaf is ugly. Gonna treat them all again. All right, you guys. This is the last Hoya. Another Hoya from Plant Haven, Toronto. Hoya Kumariana. Boom, got it. Hoya Kumariana. I have a lot of plants that look very similar. I never really thought about it until they're all here together like this. Like, you're meaning to tell me, because I bought these all in the same order. I think I only ordered from Plant Haven Toronto once or twice. Like, you're telling me I bought this in the same order that look the same, and then I bought these in the same order? They're almost identical. They're not identical, but they're similar, like small plant rounded leaf, small plant rounded leaf. Like, that's so silly of me, but I've kept them all these years, so I clearly like them. I love the small petite foliage on this Hoya. I did cut it all up recently. I swear it's gonna be the last time I say that, but I did cut it all up and converted it to semi-hydro. So I'm excited to see this one grow. I think it's gonna be a gorgeous hanging plant someday. I just gotta give it some time to get there. So it seems happy for now. It was looking a little bit yellow, and so I fertilized it really heavy. And again, rotting leaves is normal when you're converting to semi-hydro. It's just adjusting. Unless the entire plant is turning yellow, you're totally fine. Just keep an eye on it. Those are the only rotted leaves. And I hope to see some new growth soon. But yeah, I love this one. Yeah? You tell him who's boss? You gonna tell him who's boss? Is that everything? Oh my gosh. I think that was every single Hoya. Wow. That didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. 36-ish Hoya, y'all. We did it. That's crazy. That was so much fun. I really like collection videos. I could have talked like for 5 hours about each plant, but I knew that I didn't want this to be the longest video ever in YouTube existence. I didn't want to be talking about each plant for 5 hours, but I definitely could have. Like, I could take you on each plant's individual journey because they have all been on one. But the overarching theme here with my Hoyas is that they definitely love pawn, and they seem to grow well there for me. I am seeing an uptick in the amount of growth that I'm getting from converting from soil to semi-hydro. For me personally, I don't think it's going to work for everybody. If you do water your plants regularly, I think Hoyas in soil is totally fine. In fact, I think it's preferred for most people. This just seems to be working really well for me because I can keep the moisture levels up. I think that's basically what it is. I haven't really changed the amount of light my Hoyas are getting. I've just changed the amount of moisture and fertilizer, because I put fertilizer in the semi-hydro water. So I think that's why I'm seeing them improve. I'm excited to see what these all look like a year from now, because they've honestly just been put in their setups a lot. Like this one, I just repotted 3 weeks ago. So it's very new in this environment, but I'm excited to see what it looks like in a year from now. I'm excited to see how all these hanging baskets look, and look back on this video and see the transformation of some of these Hoyas. It's really cool to look through my collection because I did not I did not realize how many Hoyas I had. I feel like 36 is a crazy amount to just have a one plant, but that's okay. I thought it was gonna be more like 20, which is still a lot, do not get me wrong, but I had almost double that. So lots of Hoyas to talk about. I love them all. There's not a single one that I would look and be like, yeah, I'm getting rid of. I had so much fun filming this video. I really like collection videos because I really like getting to talk about my collection and all the ins and outs and unique varieties that I have of plants and where I got them, so you can get them too. And I love sharing my plants. If you see anything on this video, a Hoya that you really like or that's on your wish list and you want to set up a plant trade, I would be more than happy to do so. Again, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, so if you're local, would love to meet up with you and trade some plants for you. If you have a specific Hoya or any plant on your wish list, I would love to do that. Thank you so much for watching. This has been so much fun, and thank you to everybody who watched this video. I'm having a really good time getting my YouTube channel ready to show you some of my amazing plants and my crazy life. So I think that this is going to be really fun for me, and I'm going to have a really good time doing this. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I had so much fun doing this, and I cannot wait to film more. If you like collection videos, let me know, because I have plenty more to talk about. Hoya was the first one. I think it might be the one that I have the most of. I feel like 36 is definitely that. I have a lot of anthurium. I have a lot of philodendron, begonias. I think those would probably be the ones that I could actually show a huge collection of, but I also had an idea to show my hanging plants. Obviously some of these Hoya would be in there as well because they are like my nice hanging plants, but I have plenty of other ones to show as well. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. And I think that that is it. Awesome. Yay, this was so much fun. If you had fun watching, drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you are a planty person, I would love to hear from you as well. So thank you so much, and I appreciate you. Bye.